Okay, let's see if everything's working fine. If the stream is working. Check, check, check. Okay. I believe it's live. So, first thing first, let me just find some songs for the background music, and then we'll continue working on Skyrim Winter Relaxing Music. This one seems good. Yeah. Alright, so the quest for today. If I take a look at my deck and all of my activities I planned out for today. Lands of Fury. I have just stream goals now written down. I have to add bestiary checks, and when focused on the text on the right side, I fixed this one. It focuses now the correct button, but what I also want to do is I want to highlight this side. If you hover over it or if you focus it, it should change the background color at least a bit. Now, I could do this in a way that I could just simply swap out the panel. For example, this one here, if I have background color, selecting the wrong one, 100 here, and if I enable it, this would indicate that it's focused. So for example, I could copy and paste this one, and if I scroll the content, it's focused. Or the other possible thing would be that I would change the scroll bar here. But I'm not sure if I have the access to the scroll bar styling. I believe I don't. Because if I have team overrides, what is this? Scroll hint vertical, scroll hint horizontal. What is that? Just a second. Scroll hint mode disabled. If I put on, let me see, maybe Godot has something built inside. So I wouldn't have to reinvent the wheel here. Da-da-da-da-da. I don't see anything going on here. No sign of hints. I only have this now recolored. I have to turn it off. Okay. But what's with the hint? Bottom and right, top and left. All disabled. If I take a look at this, nothing is different. What's with the scroll hint? I'll read a bit about it. Just a second. Scroll hint in Godot. What is this? Scrolling background, scrolling list. Scroll hint. Scroll hint mode. Scroll hints will never be shown. Okay, scroll hints will be shown at the top and bottom if vertical, or left and right if horizontal. But what is a scroll hint? Scroll hint horizontal color. Scroll hint vertical color. Looks like properties in the team. Ah! Oh my god, what am I doing? I believe I'm messing things up. Switching the workspaces and so on. Okay, this is now visible correctly. Icons, what is this? What kind of an icon is this? So color map. Can I do something here? No key, no value. Have no clue what's going on, but I don't see anywhere scroll hints. I mean, by default. Hey, thank you, Fury Code. Thanks for the comment. Glad that you like it. No, I like your nickname, by the way. If I take a look at it, and I see scroll hint vertical, I believe that then the scroll hint would indicate something here, but it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't do anything down here, or my eyesight is poor. No, I really don't believe. I don't see any difference here. I have a pretty bad screen. Huh. Actually, this is the style box there. Aha! Well, looky, it's something here. Something's going on here. Do you see it? There's like a shadow inside of it. This could... This could help, I believe, a bit. But the color map, what's with the color map? Why is there a key here and value there? What would I be mapping here? This is a DPI texture. What's the new value? If I mess with it here a bit, will something change? Nothing changes. And what's this? No. Okay, if I would put this is like 1%. If I put it on 10%, is it visible? Now, if I change the value of the scroll a bit, vertical, then at the top it should appear, right? It's barely visible. Three times 2. Texture. This goes to 10. Then maybe I could leave it at value 1. What if I go here? And if I change the key, is anything gonna change? Nothing changes, right? This is a color map. Wait up, wait up, wait up. So this means that I could rewire something. I have to add the key itself first, huh? This means nothing, but if I go here... Also nothing yet. What if I try to see where this is coming from? Nope. It's like a built-in thingy. Huh. And it looks like it's affected by the light on the top and like a gradient, like it's becoming less affected at the bottom. Now, if I'd restart the game and try to check it out a bit. I see the I see the hint a bit. But it's only visible, of course, if you have something to scroll down. I don't like it. You see? Down here it's a bit darker. And if I go up, then the upper thingy becomes a bit darker. I mean... yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it. Not gonna have it in. Okay, so the scroll hinting plan. I had it all. Top and left, bottom and right. Okay, I don't know why it's spread into these two axes. Tile scroll hint. I don't need it. But okay. If I take a look at the base here, I have hot or something like that. Base hot. Hot base. And if I take a look at the theme, how it's made here, regarding the scrolling and so on, I see that this gets focused if I hover over it and so on. But if I'm playing with the controller, when I focus on this area, I would like to know that I'm focusing this area. So if I would highlight this little scroll bar, I really doubt that it would be visible enough. So first thing I'm gonna try now is, go with initial thing that I had in mind. And this is gonna be the changing the whole background panel, this one. Like this. I'm gonna make it a bit darker if it's focused, because I believe that brightening it up will make it worse, but we can try. So if I go full, oh my god. Yeah. As expected. Maybe like this, only by one, but this looks caca. See, then I have dilemma always, because usually I highlight things that are focused, but now I'm going in the opposite direction. And it's making me nervous a bit. But I think it's the right way. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. How it will work. If it will look terrible, we're gonna remove it. But for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this one somewhere as a resource, and then on focus I'm gonna apply it. I'm just gonna set the where are you? This one. Let's save you. Save as. What are you? Something regarding the team? Or styles? Let's make styles folder. Scroll container. Style box. Okay. So I have it saved, but by default, I mean, it should be unique, huh? Definitely. Unique to this element. By default, I'm just gonna toggle this one, draw center, yes or no. So by default, it's gonna be onset, and then I'm gonna try to look where I set anything related to it. And that's going on in the journal model. Now, entry description scroll focus entered. This one. What do I do here? Reset boundary state. Lowercase. Can I set theme somehow? I gotta take a look how I can access this one. Styles. Panel. And set this one. Maybe in the config I'll add the reference to it. And simply have two states. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Config resource. I have to organize this in groups because I started to cramp everything in here. I'll do it a bit later. But for now, I'm gonna say that this is gonna be an export group. Styles. What is it called? Style boxes. Style boxes. Export. What kind of field are you? Style box flat. I'm gonna simply set it to style box. Yep, it inherits the style box. Public style box, and let's say scroll container normal scroll container focused. You know what? I wonder if I can simply do this in the team itself. Because if I take a look here, and I take a look at the scroll container, do I have it? I don't yet. If I add it, and if I have team... Huh. Because this is empty now. But. Wait up. If I go to scroll container itself here, and I try to copy and paste these ones that I have here on the scroll area. This one as a normal value. This is a normal panel. And if I copy and paste it here, make it unique. I guess it's already unique. Why? What is this line? This one, unique. And I simply toggle off this one. I wonder if this is going to be auto-applied on focus itself. This one has it on, this one has it off. The default value. Now, the scroll container itself, I don't have to override anything. So, can I make it clear? It's already pulling the default values. So, if I try to test it out now, I wonder if the focused version is going to be applied. Highly doubt it, but still, let's see. Before I start doing messy things, unnecessary grunt work. Okay. I go to the journal. No, it doesn't focus it. Nothing changes. So, grunt work it is. And let's see, I have events. Scroll container normal scroll container focused. So I have focus entered. Do I have focus exited or something like that? Entry. This one. Exited. Okay. Copy the method name. Void. I don't have to do anything in here. Oh. Why did I cut it? Okay, this one's gonna go here as well. So this one is now correctly applied. Next thing, I gotta save these style boxes. First it's gonna have to compile, so I'm gonna uncomment the not working piece of code. Then I have to assign it in the config I have. Okay, come on, build it. And the next thing I'm gonna have to do today is probably gonna be Oh, it crashed. How lovely. What I'm gonna do is create an atlas for the portraits of the units. At least for these units that we have now. And then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to wire the events. And also make the recipes hidden first. So they're gonna be slowly discoverable. And so on. Okay. I got this here now. And the thing I need is the config. You know what? Hot base has this one here. And scroll container is here with its styles. So I want to save it as style. I think I have it under resources. Styles. Ah, this is the focus one. Scroll containers. This is focus, I believe. Focus. And this one's gonna be saved as normal. Or normal is without center, focus is with center. That's okay. Now the config I have here. Config.text resource. No vibrations, style boxes. This is normal and this is focus. Okay, saving it. Making double sure that it's saved. Then in the code, this thingy here. What's the API for setting the style box? I know that I have to use some kind of a GDescript syntax more or less. How to set color style box flat. How to set style box flat to and to override theme and Godot for of a scroll container. No. Encode. This is what I'm looking for. C# code. So you can always override stuff internally if the team doesn't allow you to override something, but I don't have to do that. Aha, there's an API. Add theme stylebox override. So if I take a look at the code here, add theme stylebox override, string name. Probably the string name is the name of the thingy that we want to override. So this would be panel or focus, and I believe it's going to be lowercase. And we're going to be overriding always the panel. So I get the controller and config and puller, no, style, where do I have it? Style box. I didn't focus style box. Now if I do it correctly, normal, I renamed one config field, so this might trigger some errors, but we'll see as soon as we start this. And I'm gonna make breakpoints here and see if anything triggers at all. Now if we build it, let me just see the config if it's gonna work. Okay, the config itself, it lost the references. So normal is gonna be here and focused is gonna be here. Save it, and we have to start it with code, Visual Studio Code, because I've set some debugging points. Oh. Okay. Now if we go to the recipes, some other breakpoints trigger. Gotta go a bit forward. Now if I go here, it should become darker. It became darker. If I go back to the left, let's see. So the first one triggered correctly, the second one also works. Okay. Yeah, it's visible. And that's the main goal. The main goal was to make it visible. So if you go left and right, you highlight it, but I darken it. And this is pissing me off. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. It's one of those places where I can think minutes or hours. I wonder if I'd highlight it with a different color. And one other thing that is bothering me, if I go to the left, okay, it's focusing the correct button now. That's okay. Left, right. So this is working okay, but if I go to the right and all the way down, I focus on the exit, good. But if I go back up, I go back to the last element on the list. Well, it's not a major problem, but still, I think it would feel better if I go back up, that it goes back to this one. But this means that I have to track the state of it again, which complicates the things, again, a bit more. You know, you can highlight the different element from different places. Or maybe I could make a simpler exit here. So for example, if I get all the way to the top, I don't focus the exit, but I focus first this button. Make sense? Because currently the focus is all over the place. Maybe I should just keep the scrollable, that you can scroll it up and down only. You can't navigate to the exit buttons. That make more sense. At least that's what I think. Yeah, if I go up, it should focus on the list only. And in here I shouldn't have anything else but scrolling up and down, so you can't lose the focus. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, definitely. So these two thingies, on top scroll reached, on bottom scroll reached. I think I'm gonna simply remove it, unsubscribe from it. Let's make an early return for now, for simplicity's sake, and try it again. And here, before I continue venturing forward, let's see this one. If I have this container here, flat normal, okay. If I draw a center, actually I'm swapping these out, huh? Focus. If I try to highlight it with anything at all, it makes it dark. Makes sense, but I have some color palettes here that I use already in the game, so maybe I could slightly color it a bit brighter gray, but something that doesn't really burn your eyes. Now I wonder if I use the darkest one for the dark background, then if I go here, try to find this color, I try to color you like this. This could work for a highlight. Now let me just remove it for now, like not overriding it. And yeah, now let's test these two things out at once. So if I focus it, the whole background should become a bit brighter. And when I move up and down, I can't really lose the focus from the scroll container itself. I just stay inside. And if I want to move horizontally, it has to simply go through everything. Okay, here I go. Yeah, it highlights it. And this highlight isn't that bad. The focus is visible. You know where you're going. Lots of times you're not gonna have like kilometers of description, so you're not gonna have to move this up and down itself. But it definitely makes more sense to have it highlighted like that. Definitely. Better than darkening. See, because I have highlighted outlines here. Another possibility would be that I, for example, would add the ability. And I like it, yeah. If I go down, I go down. If I go up, I go up. No more. Aha, the last button from the top is a bit annoying. Because okay. If I go down now, it focuses it. But I can't get outside now. Only if I go up. And that's annoying. Okay, by default, every entry is gonna have something in the beginning, maybe. I mean, journal's definitely gonna have something. Let me just test one more thing. Like this. What if I highlight it with an outline? So yeah. For example, so I don't have a frame around it once it's not highlighted. But when I want to frame it, like have a focus on it, I try to make unique this one. Maybe texture, UI element, and try to make a sub-region here. And the focus could be if I'd use the gold one, that would be pretty bad because I'm using the gold one as importance of the title in this context. So I would have to have some kind of frame, more or less like this one, because this is currently what I apply, but the problem I have is that I have it populated, I mean filled with the color. So if I come here, try to remove the content, what if I'll try two styles. Maybe this one's gonna be the first one. So I'm gonna take this one. The outer line is black, but I can 9 slice it like this. Okay. Looks like the content is bleeding through. Huh. Why? Why is the content bleeding through? It's like over it. Huh. Okay, let's just try to save it for now. Save as. What do I have here? Flat focus, texture. Let's make it textured. I'm gonna use it by default. But if I add textured, the problem is that everything gets pushed inside. And this isn't cool. It's not... It's pushing the content while the normal one isn't if I have flat focus. It just simply gets over applied. Okay. This one. Is there a possibility that I, for example... No, this is affecting the texture itself. What is the expand margin? Nothing related to what I want to do. Axis stretch, also nothing. Draw center. Content margin. Look at this. Zero. If I would have it like 0, it means that the content itself doesn't get pushed anymore. But this looks too bright for my eyes. And I'm not using the same edges here. I have only one dot, while here I have 2 pixels. So one of the options is that I use slightly darker colors, so I don't make the eyes burn. And I also have to make it like this. Or where do I have the gold example? This is my gold example. This is the one that I am using at top. So you know what? I'm gonna use the same one. Just recolor it. Go here. Still looks bad. I don't like it. That's the problem. It looks 210. But is this the correct one? No, I believe that's the other one. Huh. Where do I have golden arches? Hey, this could be the one that I use at the top. So if I remove this old piece and try to make this one smaller. Use it for the frame. I can just simply flip it. Like this. This is now the same one. But let me see, I know that I have somewhere a mugshot. Okay, mugshot is above, so that's good. You know, I wonder if, let me take this one. So this was the correct one styled, yeah, because I have it saved. I'm gonna leave it default. And I'm gonna take a look what happens if I play now. How the golden color feels. Maybe one thing I could also do is, here I have it tiled all around. Because some of the focuses are like highlighted with big yellow thingy. But if I go here now, oh, I'm using the wrong one from the wrong config. And here if I go and I change the focused one, I believe I'm gonna have to restart it, but let's see what's going on. It's working. One prob. The freaking content is bleeding out. But otherwise, it wouldn't look so bad. If I, for example, have this cooked steak highlighted, if I add more padding to the side of the texts, how do I fix you? Scrolling through the inventory. I'm selecting stuff. I go to the left. It's highlighted. Okay, I can always close it with the tab. Okay. First thing I'm gonna fix now is that if I this thing, the tiling is bothering me a bit on the top one, because this one doesn't have anything tiled and I use different sizes, I believe. Be right back. Have an intruder. Just a second. Back. Okay. I'll take the focus textured one. And I'm not satisfied with the color because if I'm having a title the same, you see how I keep on circling myself. Anyway, what I'm thinking about now is if I can make the text go behind this border, behind everything. But I have a feeling that we're gonna have to bypass this somehow. Huh. See if I disable mockshot, it's okay, but the content bleeds through. If I lift it up or lift it down, it's gonna bleed through no matter what. So this panel, the visibility of it, I wonder if it can be forced to be above everything. Draw focus border, what is that? Draw focus border. If true focus is drawn when the scroll container or one of its descendant nodes is focused. What does it mean? That I could bypass it? And if I only have this toggle now, then this by default would take this one out from here. Let's see. If that's the case, I wonder. Just a second. Then I don't have to juggle all the things as much here in the code. Let me just try to uncomment this one. If it's built in, so much better. Follow focus, draw focus border. Let's see. Okay. Yep. I guess this is it. It works out of the box, but only you have to toggle it. Not sure why the enabling of this thing is needed. Still the mouse hover is not adding the border to it. Hey, it works okay now, see? The text is not bleeding through anymore because I'm using the correct parameter now. That's cool. But There's always but. We need some paddings. If I make this a bit smaller, like that, or even a bit more. The distance between this one and bottom one is what? $13. We'll see. Make unique, save as, normal textured. Focus textured, normal textured. And this one. Could be like this. And when you focus it, should it become brighter? What to do? By bright, I don't mean super bright. Or do I? We're gonna gradually darken it. Good. Now let's see what's going on with the, what is it called, with the tiling of the texture itself. It's a bit weird. Where can I set this one? Panel, this axis stretch. If I set it to tile, looks very dotted. Huh. This would be the focus. And if I go here, I could make it stretchable. I mean that there wouldn't be such big differences by making it colored like this. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Then I only have edges highlighted. I like this one. Kinda like it. And I could do the same thing for the top one. I lose that zigzagness. That's one way to do it. Or the other way to do it is that you make the edges a bit, I mean 9-cut, that you start from inside a bit more. That's also a possibility. I'll see how it looks now and how it looks then. It looks okay. So the last problem here is the bleed through happening. And that's what I really don't like. If I go here, and ask about these things a little bit. So we have a panel and focus, normal color box in front of. How could I do that? I believe I can't. Huh. Too much on the eyes. Ah, for fuck's sake. And everything about the UI design. That's something I really don't like working on. The UI. I spend too much time on it. Always. Love the mechanics, love everything, but this is the necessary evil that I have to keep on working on in order for me to be Huh? Okay. What's with you? Margin right. How can it bleed through? Am I forcing something in the middle here? Size 101. Do I have minimum sizes set somewhere? Of course I do, right? Of course, of course. Okay. Now if you're too... Panel node is a sibling after the scroll container in the scene, 3 sized. Yeah, that's another one. Huh. What kind of is the item tooltip? What do I use here? Background panel is... Let me copy this one. Journal modal. Let's see if I can reuse it somehow. Paste is unique. Okay, this frame could work for a normal situation. I just have to adjust the left and... No, not this one. I just have to adjust the style of it a bit. Oh, what if I go to normal textured, this one, I can't really paste it, can't I? Normal textured, I'm gonna override it. Come on, do it. Okay, and then here the issue is that I don't have good padding, huh? No, that's the texture itself. Content margins. Huh, why is it so centered? I mean, why is the margin so big? Which one am I taking here? If I take a look at the region itself, where can I get you? Scroll container, texture, okay. Texture margins, sub-region, this is what I'm looking for. And if I go edit, oh, this is this one. Huh. So by default, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pixels away. From here, yeah. And 6 pixels up. But still, I have this one inner margin that's fretting with me. Could make it a bit smaller. Okay. Still too much. Much better. But the highlight of this one could be very similar to what I have now. Just a bit more highlighted, if it makes sense. Maybe this one here. It's a possibility. So this one is here. Yeah. Maybe the background could only be expanded a bit. I'll see. So the entry description scroll container now is not saved as a unique one, or is it? It is. I have it in my file system. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy it and paste it here. Paste as unique. Let's apply some differences here. I'm gonna take this one here and do it like that. Yeah, this thing is gonna be now like this, and I'm gonna save it as focused textured, of course. Well, it's doing its mumbo jumbo. Now if this is normal and I have a focused one here, I just want to see the state of the focused one. If I paste it here, for example, well, I'll be nothing happens. Copy. It becomes brighter. Yeah. And that's good. That's giving it a frame. And the paddings are okay. But there's always but. This color here that I have, the background color, and here, I believe I should have a solid one so it wouldn't depend on the background panel's color that is drawn there. So if I call it and change it in here, well, now it's the same as everything else. That's bad. Do I have even darker one? I don't, huh? I could go with this smoked out black, but that would look terrible, I'm sure of it. Yeah, I don't have darker one. Oh, for crying out loud. What about this one? That also wouldn't be good. Okay. It's a constant freaking struggle. Ha! That looks bad. In the end, I'm gonna go with this overlaid darkened color by I don't know how many percent, and that's gonna be it. The alignment of everything here is okay. Okay, now the last problem we have is the panel itself. The focus is gonna be applied, but the panel itself for normal state draws everything above it. Huh. Now it would be cool if there would be some kind of a mask that the content inside the scroll container would start to show up only after you scroll, after it's in the area for a couple of pixels. And I really doubt that Godot has this. So something else is gonna have to be figured out. Huh. But let me first take a look at all the properties it already has, because I really don't want to be reinventing something. Tile scroll hint, no. Scroll that zone. That's probably just for sensitivity. What about anything else? Tooltip focus, no. Scroll hint vertical color. Does this affect it? Just a second. If I have all scroll hints, yeah, it affects everything behind the tile. But see, the thing is that I didn't see this color here earlier. I was trying to set a bit different one. Huh. Kind of adds depth to the whole UI element here, but I'm not gonna play with it now. So this one's not gonna be overridden. Scroll bar H separation, what is this? If I have a vertical one, what does it do? Nothing specifically for my case. One of the problems of the scroll container is that the texture isn't like a frame like you have in a progress bar. So maybe I could work around it with a simple texture Is there a 9 slice? No, 9 patch, correct. Here? And for example, if I'd add a container, a simple container, and if I add everything here as a child, what is this? Now the container then needs son of a... It needs only one. Well, let me take a look at one thing. So this is the full size. The container itself, I can't make it expand as much as I can, but it's not going over anywhere. What if I make you a control node? Change type, control. This one doesn't grow with its children, that's the problem. That's the main problem. But this one only wants to have one child. You know what I'm going for? That I would have the 9 patch rack the same size as the parent. But why is it not allowing it to grow to the same size? Why? Do I have to set something as a minimum here? Wait up. See, the clipping works. This one clips it. Okay, while I'm here I can cut this one a bit more. I saw a minor error. I could go with the size like this because the edge is the same color. Now it's in the same position. What about the bottom part? Ah, this one is still bad. No. Good. Other thing that I could go and fix this is by override the draw or something like that. Forcefully set the Z index of the panel itself. Overlay panel trick. If I have a scroll container. Huh. Couple of seconds. This is okay. This freaking margin container. It's okay here. Entry description, the scroll container. What if? What if? I have another margin container. And of course I have to make it a control. Just a second. If I go and make this one a control one, means that I could force it to have a certain height. Then what I could do is, so does it have a certain height? This one has it. If I put this one, this is a panel and now it has a bad content fill, so it's overlooking everything. If I go to flat normal textured, this one should be hollowed out. Yeah, if I set it to be hollowed out, it's gonna be hollowed out. Okay. Okay. I make it like that. And this entry scroll mumbo jumbo, I can remove it. Yeah. And I also have to remove the focus one, because the focus one is gonna be applied now on this parent. Yeah. It's working around, but this is gonna work probably. Because if you see there's a lot of content, I'm overlaying it. Let me see just this thingy. One thing that I could make here is also use just the frame. A frame simple as this one. Well, this is growing. And this is taking too much time, but guys, I feel like this because I don't want to touch it again in the future. So what can I do now? I can take out the core. And also the problems I had was I had to cut these things away, because the outsides are actually the same color. So what I can do here, if I'm already cutting stuff, I can cut this away as well. Ah! Oh my god, no! Eraser. Like this. And Mr. Godot, I'm gonna reposition the region to take the contents of, well, where do I have the frames now? I had them next here. They're still not appearing in the texture. Why is that? Am I not editing anything correctly? They should be here. Alrighty. Huh. If I save this file again, it's UI elements PNG. Okay, I see it now. And I'm coming for you here. That's okay. Now we only have the frame. Frame is good. Oh, there's something still leaking on the side. Well, it shouldn't be. Maybe I have still the coloring of these ones. Hey, mister, what did I do now? Okay. Then I can apply margin back here. On this one. 6, 6, 6, 6. The number of the beast. Okay, the sides are okay now. Much better. So I can see that it's disappearing behind this frame, but I'm gonna have to handle this in code now. See, it always gets back to the code. It offers you some solutions, but in the end, how should I call this node? Enter description column. Entry description frame. Entry frame panel. This one. Okay, let's make it accessible as a unique name under the unique name. And I'm gonna have to travel back to the journal model now. If I go here, let's find a place where this is the closest. So entry, description, scroll container, this one. So this one is panel. Let's make it lowercase, and I'm gonna try to fetch it when I'm fetching this one. So let's not forget the correct type. Panel, and this is gonna be the same as this one. Only tiny difference, it's capital case. Good, I have you now. Now, on focus entered. Focus entered. On scroll container, focus entered, and exit. That's the place we have to apply the themes. So the panel is gonna be the panel. The difference is gonna be actually scroll container focus style box, scroll container Normal style box. I'm gonna be renaming these. Scroll container frame. Frame. Saving it. Trying to rebuild it. And then I have to reassign the correct texture rects. And if we go back to config, I have in the config itself there should be style boxes, and we're setting this one for normal, textured, and focus check textured. So this is a default look now. It's okay, it has frame, it has some spacing. In the end it breathes. The only thing, I think that 1 pixel is off here. That's 7. And here I have 8. So let's see, how can I still quickly adjust this one. Okay, now these are the two ones. We have to add one in here. If the default is 5, I have to add. Nothing happened. If the default is 4 and I place 5 here and nothing moves. Huh. If I place 7, only then it moves by a little bit. That's interesting. Okay. But it looks like it has same spacing here and here, does it? Here it looks a bit more. And the thing that isn't grateful is this outline. Just a second. Whew. The outline, guys, the outline. What if? What if? What if I take that one? I'm looking for the one like this. I should have it somewhere down here. Getting lost in my own mess. Let me see it. So where do I get you from? Title frame. From up here. what if I start to recolor you a bit? Just for checking it out a bit. Nothing serious. Fooling around for now. That's too much. Too much. So another thing is I'm gonna leave this one as it is and try to take this version here and recolor just the outer edge. Or the whole one, let's see. Like that you're thin in here, but the thicky one isn't gonna be good enough. Because it's too thick. Now if I start to erase you from the middle, I mean from the sides, like this. How do you look now? A bit better, but the chunks are still there, too heavy. What about now? Yeah, the difference that I made is that now it comes all the way to the edge here. The previous one stopped too early. But this one is okay. But what if I eat something out from this one as well? So it is consistent and pleasant, more pleasant for the eye. Like this. And this. Now let me see you guys. Yeah, but this one feels wrong. This one feels freaking wrong. I could do this for years, for F's sake. Oh. So I liked you thicker. At least this case here. Yeah. But now I want to match the size of the buttons here. Let's see. Can I make you small? Ah, I'm dragging the label. Title frame. Custom minimum size 24, 22. But you're offset by 1 pixel. Why do you do that? Of course, because you have an edge here. Oh my god, and the color is visible. I mean, yeah. The color is the same as the background, so that's why it's offset by 1. So, if I'm a cheeky little, you know what, and I outline you, I almost come back to the square one. Let's see you now. Still wrong, but if I grab you, take the title frame, and I start to expand you outwards. You start becoming the same. And you even have some depth to it. But here, mister, the spacing is now off between the title and the description. So separation should be 6 or even 7. No, nincompoop. Now I have to make you bigger again. 24. No. 24 here. Okay. And this one is going on 6. Ah. Now if I take a look at it, it looks okay-ish. Right? Now let's see how many things exploded. Because I'm sure they did. Even darker. So you match the background. Let's start. Explosions expected everywhere. Okay, I don't have the right one, but looks a bit better. Still have to work on the spacing here. Oh. Still not satisfied with the edge. How are you now in the game? No. What if the frame is too much? The highlight on the sides. What if that's what's killing my visual hierarchy? What if I color you? Well, maybe even darker. Okay, just a second. A bit better. But it feels off. Make it a bit darker. Like this one. What about now? Just a second. Back. Definitely this one that I see here. With a bit thicker outline, it looks better. Now maybe for the depth I should add a little bit of a fill behind it. Let me just see. We're playing here, we're exploring. No, nothing changed yet. Well, I saved the element, but the problem is probably in the setting I have for this frame. If I have it to draw the content, draw center. Yeah, fuck. Sorry about that. Of course. The bad thing is that this is a frame only. I want it to be as a frame because underneath us there's this scroll container where I can set this color directly, I believe. Stylebox flat. And if I color it to the same color as this one, second. That's too bright. I need this one. And it's the same freaking color, are you kidding me? What if I take this one and say it's black and 100 like this, and I start expanding it. Just a second. What do I get here then? Huh. No. No. Ay, 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 ay. Like this. Maybe a bit too dark. What if I do 50? Okay. 141. The background is bleeding through. Now this one is limited by its minimum size. Huh, 142 or 141. One up, one down, and 113. One left, and one left. Okay, now the background isn't bleeding through. The frame kind of gets worked on normally. The content is a bit darker, that's what I like, but now well, instead of resizing I could have the same fills as the backgrounds here. But let's take a look. I have this one here. The scroll has the frame, but if I would move it a bit more left, I don't want it to be completely on the edge. So 111, 139, one left, one left, one up. Okay. Now the spacing inside the margin should be kind of okay. If I put 4, that's already too much on the edge. Okay, I have it like this, but what do I have with the mock shots? Oh my god. What did I do to you? Why are you so high? 136, what do you want to achieve here? Yeah. Now the frame, I want to be the same. So this is for bestiary. When you take a look at the creature that you've killed, you can read more about it. This one is being extracted from here. But the one I want is this one. Is it? Huh. Why isn't the size pixel perfect? Huh. I'm stretching the background, but it's like one pixel is missing. One. Come on, for real? Alrighty then I have to add 1 pixel to you. Because you keep on resisting when you shouldn't. 48, 49. Let me see only one thing. That's 115 if I make it 114. And you keep on growing. Yeah, the odd number is never good. The odd number is never good. 114. And what do I have inside here? Ten. Of course, we have some weird entries in here. Okay. No bleeding through. Nine. Visually 8. Visually 8. Visually 9. Fuck you. Just a second. I feel really bad for the little one. He was sick and he's staying home. And he's annoyed that I can't play with him now. He doesn't understand the concept that I'm working. 8, 9, 7. What's going with this one now? Nothing grabs anymore. One of those days when the things aren't working as they should and as fast. Hate to admit it, but this happens from time to time. Visually 8, visually 7. Yeah, this one is just bothering it. I have to have outlines, that's the thing. Perfect. Did I finally do it? 7, 8, 7. Okay. These ones between have to be like they are. I really want them to be on the edge. So there's 7, 7. Could push it a bit closer to make it 7. Huh. I think it looks visually good now. Because this one is hidden by default. Let's test it out in real. problem. Because this one currently is. Good one, but if I go hover over anybody else, it's okay. So which one am I looking at? I'm looking at this one. Aha. This panel is in the file system, flat normal textured, it's okay, but issues with the scroll container. And this one here, huh? Why do I have you? Empty focus should be also cleared. And draw focus border, no. Let's reset it now. What a boring stream today from my side. What a boring stream. And then I'm gonna be cutting out the portraits for the bestiary soon. Now this is problematic. Why the hell are you applying anything? Of course. Of course. Because I forgot to change that. Entry description. It should be description. That's the first thing that's bothering me. Bit forward. Like this. Like this. And I'm setting the scroll container thingies here, which isn't good. I should be setting it on frame panels. Now it should be better. Let's just test it out. And then I'm gonna be making mugshots for the current creatures we have. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the frame from the sprite that I have, find a nice posture. Okay, the highlight is working. Hallelujah. I think it's okay. Give me a break. I'm a programmer first. It is visible that something gets highlighted. I can't believe it how much time these things take from me when it comes to the UI. Not a designer. I'm a game designer. Maybe the recipes, ingredients could be a bit different. Differently colored, just a tiny bit different. Come on. Of course, now I'll be always focusing on this frame panel. Let me just lock it. Where's the lock? I think it's this one. So I don't select it anymore. Come on, here you go, margin container. I'm overriding something with the team, right? Ingredients panel, this one is the correct one. What if I can recolor you to something better? Maybe. Let's find a color here. It has to be dark. Maybe this one. Yeah, it looks highlighted now. Or maybe even a bit brighter. Maybe this one. The most common statements in my head. Maybe and if. A possibility. Let's see it in the game. Why don't I like you? Why don't I like you? Why don't I like you? Be colored so brightfully. What if the main item should be only colored? The struggle is real. The struggle is real. So your style box flat. What if I give you a texture? And if I sub-region you out. Tra-la-la-la-la. Too much frames. And I don't have a solid color. What if I take this one for the lols, color it to white. Where are you, pure white? Come on, do I have white one? Here it is. And if I take you, and I simply modulate you. Self-modulate. What color should you be? Well, I doubt that I selected you. That's one option, but what if I try to do something with you? Maybe different color. Let me see it. I have to find other music than Skyrim. It's starting to get on my nerves. Gaming music. Chill vibes. Okay, whatever this is. It's like too big of a chunk. What if I try to frame the icon itself? There's always what if. And then what I could do is, for example, if I have a texture rect here, I add a 9 patch rect, add this one as a child. 9 patch rect should be, let's say 22 by 22. And its children should be positioned in the middle. And then I could try doing mumbo jumbo with this one. Okay. And what if I take your color away? Like this. Maybe I'm modulating stuff. Maybe I make you empty. And I start applying background color to this. Self-modulate to something. Here. And I take this color. It's a tiny bit brighter. But. Why don't I like you? It looks too flat. Not gonna like the framing, I believe. Or now what I can do is, let's remove these and duplicate this one a couple of times. Basically the top one, this one here, move this one away, expand, and say that I keep centered. Keep aspect, keep centered. What's the difference? This one. Which one breaks the size? This is 1 pixel. If I keep aspect, it becomes larger than 1 pixel. So keep centered. Okay. Um, okay. Now, since you're the main one, should you be highlighted a bit? That would represent the dominance of one item over the other, I believe. Okay, if I take this color, for example, if I try to keep it in the color palette, the separator line. Okay. And for the reasons, let's keep the 3 ingredients, because that's what's most of the time gonna be going on. And the line is too much. Is this the same color, or is it an optical illusion? Oh, too much. What if I put you on 20? Of course, I'd had to make this one as a scene and then do something about it. I'm gonna destroy everything here that comes when it loads, but still. Well, this is already okay. As far as I can see, as far as I can tell. It has a clear hierarchy, what's needed. And I can see that there could be more pictures. One thing that's bothering me is the size of this. This isn't 1 pixel, of course. That's why it was looking off. Now this looks more presentable, I'd say. But the color of this one may be a bit darker. The highlight should be item that we're making. The ingredients should be a bit in more underdog position. Is this even a good case to use this word? Of course. Selecting the wrong color. Should I frame it with some more pixels? Could I add glow to it? Could I also somehow show that you already have enough items for it? That'd be cool. That would make a recipe book a bit friendlier. And maybe the Elven Maze, the title itself could be different, not golden. And the item here could be golden. Huh. Incremental gains, guys. Incremental gains. What if I... Okay. I need a control. $22. And we're saying that this one has to expand through the whole control. If I W, I take the product away from you, and I say that you're gonna be hollowed out. Huh. Ah, you're applying modulation. Always selecting the label. Something went wrong. Okay, anyway guys, I'm gonna wrap the stream because I'm gonna work on it a bit offline, okay? Have a good one, bye.